Like, give me your phone. You're subscribed to Mana Biscuit now, bitch. Hello and welcome to Mana Biscuit, your weekly, I don't know what kind of culture we are this week podcast, but it's a podcast. I'm doing it here with Jacob Gamble, with TJ Rathburn, and I am RJ Velosky. This is Jay Capsize. All right, flying stuff. Just throw it all around. Who cares? It's not like we're doing a show or anything, Jay.
We're doing a show?
We're doing episode number 38 of this show. Because last week was our special unnumbered spoiler cast, so that's where we are. Right off the top, we are recording this on the day that the world lost David Bowie, and yeah, we should acknowledge that because, like I said, I don't know what kind of culture we are this week, but you know, David Bowie is part of every culture, and I think he's touched the lives of course, many geeks. Who we mainly target because of his work in Labyrinth and various other videos with Ziggy Stardust, all that. But he's just such a huge part of popular culture. And I mean, just a few weeks ago, I was once again returning to that surreal duet between him and Bing Crosby, thinking this is just like one of the greatest Christmas moments of all time. And so, yeah, I wanted to acknowledge that. If you guys want to say anything, that's fine. But then we'll move on with happier things.
I think you pretty much nailed it, bud.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, moving along. We did our top 5 this week on things we were looking forward to in 2016. There's some big things in there that obviously we're going to be talking about throughout the year. But we wanted to take some time on this, what's probably going to be a little bit briefer episode of Mana Biscuit, to just kind of sit back and have a discussion about things that are being hyped, but we just don't really care.
Yes.
And I'm going to start it off here with something we didn't talk about ahead of time, but for me, that is Suicide Squad.
Oh, man, yes.
I mean, yeah, they just released a new still for that today, and I look at it, and I'm just like, it's like if you let Linkin Park make a comic book movie. It's just I probably will watch it if I'm very drunk and I'm flipping through and it happens to be on Showtime or HBO or something like that. That is the only situation I see myself ever watching that movie. But my God, does it ever have a hype train right now?
Yeah, it
so.
Does. Yeah, it does. I mean, some of the things that I've really enjoyed that have come out of that have come from the cast outside of it. Margot Robbie and I don't remember who else stopping at the little kids' lemonade stand. I don't know if anybody saw that. No. They were on the way to the. It was cute.
Did they rob them?
Right.
Kick it over me like. Suicide Squad! Run away. Like Will Smith in the background is like,
woo! Will Smith don't give up.
But no, they've done some fun stuff over there in Toronto during the time that they've been shooting and premiering or shooting and hyping the movie.
Yeah, that's cool and all, and that's fairly standard fare for when you're promoting something too, though. But it's just the whole feel of that movie is just so gross. I mean, there's edgy, and then there's Hot Topic edgy.
Exactly.
And they are so Hot Topic. It's just
it's over the edge.
Like,
it's over the top edgy.
The whole thing is scored by My Chemical Romance.
Right. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
So I've got one.
All right, what you got? What you got, Jay?
It's going to be the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah. I haven't really even followed it, but so I'll let you guys talk about that.
It's an all-female cast.
I know that much, but yeah.
Supposedly Bill Murray is going to make an appearance, which actually means I'm going to watch it because it's Bill Murray.
Right.
I've even watched his Christmas special, which was absolutely hilarious.
I meant to, and I didn't get around to it.
It was so. I enjoyed it, but I didn't really think it was a classic or anything. There were some moments, though. There were moments in that, and I loved it. And yeah, Bill Murray's phenomenal.
Yeah. I can't get myself to care despite the cast, despite the love
See, and
for the
actually,
originals.
from
And go ahead, TJ.
um, the thing for me, like, I don't care because of the cast, and I'm not saying this because they're a female cast. They could have put together a really great female cast.
Yeah.
But when I heard that they were going to do a female cast, my friends and I were sitting around together. It was a gaming night. We were all being nerds. They just announced that it was going to be an all-female Ghostbusters, and I'm like, with my luck, it's going to end up being, this person and this person and this person and this person. I just named off female comedians that I really dislike, and then it turned out to be almost exactly the cast. Like, my worst case scenario.
So, like I said, I haven't even been following this. Who is the cast?
Kristen Wiig,
Okay.
Melissa McCarthy,
Okay.
Kate McKinnon, and oh god, what's the last one's name?
I don't know.
She's also from SNL. I can't believe I'm blanking on this. But you know what? It doesn't matter because I don't care about all of them.
I hate her. All right. So, yeah, well, we did this a few weeks ago on Man of Biscuit. We cast much better female Ghostbusters. I think we got I think we got Sarah Silverman in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Didn't you throw in Olivia Munn for some reason?
No, Olivia Munn was off the top. She's funny and she's hot, so she's got that, poster presence. She can bring them in. She can put asses in the seats, boys. But I legitimately do think that Olivia Munn is very funny, especially in the newsroom. But that's Tangentville.
Yeah, that was such a good show.
Yeah. But Sarah Silverman, Olivia Munn. I mean, it would almost be too cliche to say this at this point because of how much she's blowing up, as the kids say. But Amy Schumer. Yeah. I think she's
simply
very funny.
Okay. I'm not.
I think she's very funny.
I loved the. I really did love the Star Wars stuff that she did for what was it, Rolling Stone?
I believe it was Rolling Stone. Yeah.
I don't remember which, but the stuff that she did for that was funny. Trainwreck was okay.
Yeah, Trainwreck was okay, but I like her stand up, which is a lot for me because I don't typically like to watch stand up specials. They just never appeal to me. But there are some that I enjoy, and hers is one. And
some YouTube stuff has been outstanding.
Right, and her show on Comedy Central, Inside Amy Schumer. I mean, some of the sketches there are just hilarious.
Oh god, the one where she had to roast the kid that was dying.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it was a Make-A-Wish thing where she got called in for some kid's wish because he wanted to be roasted, and she couldn't do it because there was a kid who was dying of cancer, and he just got super harsh on her about how she wasn't his first choice, but all the other comedians turned him down. And then Lisa Lampanelli showed up, and they just booted Amy Schumer out. And it was pretty funny.
Pretty funny.
I mean, we talked about another one that ultimately was we talked about another one that you didn't care for, TJ, that we ultimately, and it's one of those things that I enjoyed the talk, so I'm going to bring it up, and that's AMC's Preacher.
Right. And I anticipate that you would probably bring it up. The thing for me about Preacher that I'm really not sure about yet, they said that it was going to be really different from the source material, which can be okay. You can get away with that. That's fine. But one of the things that I really dislike is that from what it seems like, they're placing a lot of the stuff that happened in the story right around the town where the main character, Jesse Custer, was at the beginning of the story. And that doesn't make sense to me. Because over the course of the story, and for anybody who doesn't know, with as little spoilers as possible, Preacher is about a preacher who lost his faith, gained a measure of supernatural power, and went on a trip to see if he could find God and figure out why everything is the way it is. That's a really, really very much watered down version of what the story is, but I'm trying not to spoil anything as much as I can get away with it. But a big portion of the story is they're traveling and they're experiencing the country of the United States of America, and the way that it handles the mythology of the states, and also at the same time how we do and how we don't live up to that like legendary status that, you know, a young kid who grew up in Texas on westerns has about Texas, or the immigrant experience of somebody who came over from overseas and is experiencing what America is really like. Like, this was in very many ways the heart of the story, and if they're going to just place everything right around where they start and they don't do that, it feels like they're very much missing the point of a large portion of the emotional impact of that story.
I think you already said that. I mean, the writer for The Preacher, it is the writer that said
Ennis,
that,
right? Yeah.
That he's like, this is outstanding, but it's not Preacher.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think, and the discussion that I think this brings up is a common one. Whenever you're dealing with an adaptation, hell, I think we've probably even had it on the show before in some form or another. But it's the way I wanted to approach it this time is how much it matters in terms of how invested someone is in the source material, as to how they would respond to a significant deviation, because there are fine examples of deviations out there that, you know, do just fine. The current one that comes to mind for me is iZombie, where the comic book and the TV show, I adore both of them immensely. However, there are huge differences in the core mythology of the world. The main character, it doesn't have the same name, doesn't have the same job, doesn't have anything, anything resembling the life experience of the main character from the book. However, they still manage to both be good in their own right, just basically sharing a core concept. Now, that said, I'm not highly invested in iZombie. I really like it. Star Trek, on the other hand, and I listed Star Trek Beyond on what I'm looking forward to, and I'm looking forward to it out of a cautious, morbid sense of curiosity to see how much of a train wreck it actually is. But I can and have gone on at length about how the Abrams Trek era represents a massive departure from what I feel, as an intense Star Trek fan, the spirit of Star Trek is. And so that's why I say that's not Star Trek, perhaps in the same sense that TJ would say that's not Preacher in this case.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have a distinctly similar experience with the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah.
I just, the character, her character, Liv Tyler's character, does not exist.
Well,
it's
yeah, but that's such
like told by a campfire.
I think you should probably be more focused on the
character.
fact that they did like almost 12 hours of movies when it was all said and done with the extended versions, and Tom Bombadil was nowhere to be found.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So...
For real. Tom Bombadillo.
So
I've got one for you too there, RJ. We've talked about don't care with this one. I don't remember if it's off screen or on screen, but the Doctor Who spinoff.
Right. Yeah. It's should be interesting. They're definitely targeting it towards children, because they're going to focus on high school kids at the Coal Hill School, where the Coal Hill School plays a significant role in the Doctor Who universe. It's where the first Doctor's granddaughter, his companion Susan, was a teacher, or was a student, and the two of her teachers were the companions along with the first Doctor. Recently, they brought it back. Clara was a teacher at Coal Hill, and so now they're doing a show just based on this group of students from Coal Hill, which could be interesting. I mean, it's going to be very YA. That's exactly what they're shooting for. I'm yeah.
I mean, to get a younger audience
right.
into Doctor Who,
and I mean, Doctor Who's already a family show. It's already a family show, but
why would you like? When I think of Doctor Who, as many adult Doctor Who fans as I know, there's just as many people out there on their Tumblrs who are 14-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what they're aiming at with this spinoff. If this is not a new demographic for them,
no,
it's an already existing.
Yeah, and I will say though, as far as Doctor Who spinoffs go, it's better to go in that direction, and they've had more success in that direction with the Sarah Jane Chronicles as well, which I believe ended shortly before the actress who played Sarah Jane, whose name escapes me right now, passed away. But it was successful for an extended period of time. The Doctor Who spinoff that ended up being fairly terrible and really only saved by John Barrowman is Torchwood, and that's when they decided to go the mature route. And it just, Doctor Who and mature doesn't play. It just doesn't play. I mean, like I said, John Barrowman saved it because he's John frickin' Barrowman. But it still didn't save the show in the long run. And it had like 1.5 seasons and then a couple of miniseries, and then it was done. So, yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. Cautious optimism, I guess. I may or may not watch it, to be honest with you. But if it comes out and starts building up a little bit of hype, yeah, I might check it out. But we'll see. All right, what else?
Let's actually. This is one that I wanted to do that didn't talk about on the screen, but that was the sleeper for 2015 kind of thing for us. Which ultimately for me, honestly, is Supergirl. I didn't expect as much out of that as what I got. It was amazingly good, and has taken. I look forward to the next season for it.
Which there may not be.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, well.
Now I understand that I have ranted about Gotham and things like that, which ultimately
completely undermines anything you could ever say.
Any of my sleeper kind of things.
Right.
Yes, I do recognize that, but honestly, Supergirl was outstanding.
Well, I've heard good things, but if it doesn't get a continuation, from what I hear, it's not because it was poorly received. It's because it costs too much.
Yeah.
Like there's talk about that and not getting another season because it costs too much. And then they've apparently said that the Heroes of Tomorrow thing on CW is not going to be an ongoing series because they spent so much money to make the episodes that they made that it's just going to be like a mini event thing.
Right.
Because
they don't Legends of Tomorrow?
Yeah, Legends of Tomorrow or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not going to be an ongoing thing because it costs too much. And then people have been talking, I guess, about if Supergirl doesn't get picked up, going over to the CW, and the CW is like, no, we don't want to be the DC network. Which doesn't make sense because it's like the best stuff that they do.
The best stuff they have.
They had Smallville for like 35 years or something.
They had Smallville for 35 years, which it felt like 35 years because I was not a fan of that show. They've Flash, Arrow,
iZombie Tomorrow. They're already pretty DC heavy.
Yeah.
And what's weird to me is that the CW keeps putting out like good superhero shows, but then other networks are all like, it costs too much money. How is the CW affording it?
Right.
But you guys can't. Yeah.
Right.
The big three cannot keep up with the little CW.
Risk-averse executives, I guess. That's why the alphabet networks have been the dearth of good content for as long as they have. I mean, even the best that the alphabet networks have to offer right now are still things that I'm like okay, I can see some good in this, but there is a whole lot of crap I have to sift through, like The Blacklist. James Spader carries The Blacklist, but it's an awful show.
I've heard people tell me that it's great, and I'm like, it just looks so bad.
It's
average at best, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the reason it's a good show, in my estimation, is because James Spader is amazing, and he steals every scene he's in, and I just love watching him. But yeah, as a procedural FBI thriller show, no, it's a steaming pile. Homeland all day, please. But anyway,
How about you guys? Sleepers.
Yeah, sleepers. It's not really a 2015 thing per se, but I did discover it in 2015, and I fell in love with it, and I fell in love with it on a level that I never would have anticipated, and that is the 100, the 100. Yeah.
Season it comes out end of this month, start of next month.
Yeah, season 3 is coming out in 2 or 3 weeks, I think. So looking forward to that. Season 2 is up on Netflix now, so you can binge the entire thing to get ready, which I probably will.
Go back and re-binge all of it. That's the game plan for me as well.
Yeah. So, I don't know. TJ, anything come to mind for you?
Yeah, that implies that I enjoyed stuff in 2015.
No, I know what yours was. It wasn't a 2015 either, but you talked about it on the show before, and that's when you read The Martian.
Oh, yeah.
And the movie,
That was... I still haven't watched the film because I'm waiting... Oh, God, this sounds so nerdy or something. But I had my book club read the book. So I'm waiting to watch the movie until I can watch it with my book club. And we can all react at the same time. So
yeah, okay, all right, sounds good.
I did enjoy that book.
Yeah, so there you go. There you go. I got you.
It was the only thing in 2015. It was the one bright shining 6 hours. Oh, God.
Let's be honest here. It wasn't much better. I mean, it wasn't much better for the rest of us. I mean, ultimately, I got 8 hours of Supergirl, and he got 20 hours of.
I mean, I enjoyed other things, but we're talking about sleepers. Anyway, before this derails into the black abyss that is the lives of your Mana Biscuit hosts, yes. Let's go ahead and move on to a little bit of housekeeping here, TJ. You had some acknowledgments that you wanted to make, so I give you the floor.
Give me the floor.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to point out is that a handful of weeks ago, I was given a challenge to have Goofy cups, and somebody said that they were going to start me off, and so I do in fact have the inaugural Goofy cup, which came from Beth Allen, who also commented on a number of our videos. Usually we do like to read our comments, but we've gone so long without reading any of the comments that the videos are probably mostly forgotten by people. So I'm just going to acknowledge Beth Allen, Raven, and Brandon Warren for commenting on YouTube. And then there were the normal debauched crew like Steve and a handful of other people who frequently comment on Facebook. We still do read and we still do care. And hopefully now that the holidays and everything are done, we can actually start keeping up on that with our normal progression of shows. Please also feel free, everybody, to contact me through private messages on Twitter, or get in touch with me through the Facebook page or here on YouTube so that I can arrange a way for you guys to get your own silly mugs or silly cups or silly vessels for drinks to me.
Goblets.
Silly cups for TJ. Yes, that's right. Your possession, if you decide to give it over to TJ, will be seen by tens of people every week. Or at least the week that we use it. So, it's like 11 people.
Oh, and then forgotten about the week later.
Yeah.
And he's probably not going to send it back. So really, you're just...
No, he's...
No, it's all just donations.
Yeah.
This is a desperate ploy for him to have some sort of...
New cups.
On that note, I think we're going to go ahead and get out of here. It's about that time. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your comments. As TJ mentioned, we do read every single one. We appreciate them. It lets us know that we're reaching out to people out there, and we enjoy that feedback. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Find some dude on the street. Make them subscribe if you already had. You can do it on the phone.
No,
just do it.
Like, give me your phone. You're subscribed to Mana Biscuit now, bitch.
I actually did that to one person out at work. I'm
Just
like,
took their
I
phone
need you to be my 25th. I need you to be the 25th like for this page. And she's like, okay. I'm like, give me your phone. And actually,
I should really start doing that too.
Yeah. I think we have a new plan for growth. All right. Thanks again for watching, guys. For Jacob Gamble.
It works every time.
For TJ Rathburn. I am RJ Velosky. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.